Let me ask you something. How often do you feel stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed? Do you ever find yourself lying in bed at night, replaying something you said 5 years ago, or worrying about what might happen 5 days from now?
If you're nodding along, you're not alone. Most of us live either in the past, regretting, overthinking, or in the future, worrying, planning, fearing the unknown. But what if I told you that the only moment that truly matters is right now?
Today we're diving into The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, a modern spiritual classic that's helped millions of people find peace, presence, and purpose. This isn't about tuning out of life or pretending bad things don't exist. It's about tuning in to the one place where change is possible, where peace is real, and where life is actually happening. The present moment.
Eckhart Tolle went from nearly ending his life to having a spiritual awakening that transformed everything. His teachings are simple but powerful. You are not your thoughts. You are not your past or your worries about the future. You are the stillness, the awareness behind all of that. And when you learn to live in that awareness, you change your life.
This episode isn't just a summary, it's an experience. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down the most powerful lessons from this book and share how you can actually start living in the now, even in the middle of your busy life.
If your mind is always racing, if you're constantly stressed or searching for something more, stick around, because this might be the mindset shift you've been waiting for.
At its core, the power of now is about one powerful truth. You are not your mind. Your thoughts, your emotions, your memories, your fears, they're not who you are. They're experiences happening to you. And the more you identify with them, the more you suffer.
Eckhart Tolle explains that most of our suffering comes from one thing: being trapped in time. We obsess over the past, what went wrong, what we should have done, or we worry about the future, what could go wrong, what might never happen. But real life? It's always unfolding in the present moment.
And here's what hit me the most. Tolle says, nothing ever happened in the past. It happened as the now. Nothing will ever happen in the future. It will happen in the now. When you truly understand that, it changes how you live.
Living in the present isn't about ignoring your responsibilities. It's about fully experiencing your life instead of just thinking about it. It's about freeing yourself from the constant chatter in your head so you can actually be here with your family, your work, your breath, your joy.
This book matters because it offers more than inspiration. It offers freedom. The freedom to stop overthinking, the freedom to feel peace, and the freedom to experience your life with more clarity and calm than you ever thought possible.
And in the rest of this episode, we'll walk you through the key ideas that will help you access that peace, starting with learning how to observe your thoughts instead of getting lost in them.
Let's dive in. All right, now let's break down the core ideas from The Power of Now. These concepts might sound simple at first, but trust us, they're powerful. Once you start practicing them, they'll change how you think, how you feel, and how you live.
We've picked 4 key teachings from the book that really hit home. Let's start with the foundation of it all: your thoughts.
1. You are not your thoughts. This is probably the biggest idea in the whole book. Most of us think we are our minds. We believe every thought we have. But Tolle says you are not your thoughts. You are the observer behind your thoughts.
When you can step back and notice your thoughts, without judging or reacting, you start to realize something amazing. Your mind is always talking, but you don't have to believe everything it says.
It's like tuning into the chatter of a radio station. You can hear it, but you don't have to let it control you.
That moment when you can say, "Wow, I'm thinking this," but I don't have to be this. That's when your inner freedom begins.
2. The pain body, emotional baggage from the past.
Tolle introduces the idea of the pain body, the emotional baggage we carry from past experiences. It feeds on negative emotions and reactivates itself when triggered. The more you feed it, the stronger it becomes.
Ever overreacted to something small, then wondered, why did I blow up like that? That's your pain body. It's like an old wound that never healed, and it wants to relive pain to stay alive.
But here's the good news. When you recognize your pain body, you stop identifying with it. You stop reacting from old hurt and instead start responding with awareness.
Awareness is everything. The moment you observe the pain body, you weaken its grip. You stop being its victim.
3. Presence is power. The now is all there is.
The title of the book says it all, The Power of Now. Tolle teaches that the present moment is all we truly have. The past is just memory and the future is just imagination.
Think about it. You can't go back and relive yesterday, and you can't jump ahead to next week. The only place you can actually live, breathe, and take action is now.
Tolle says that when you fully surrender to the now, without resistance, you feel a sense of peace and stillness. That's presence. And in presence, problems often dissolve or lose their power.
It's not that your challenges disappear, but your reaction to them changes. You're no longer trapped in worry or fear. You're grounded.
4. Time is a mental construct, and it's hurting you.
This part blew my mind. Tolle makes a powerful distinction between clock time and psychological time. Clock time is practical, used for schedules, planning, daily life. But psychological time is when we live mentally in the past or future. And that's where most suffering lives.
When you're replaying an argument or stressing about something that hasn't even happened yet, you're trapped in psychological time. And that's what causes anxiety, guilt, regret, and fear.
By learning to bring your awareness back to the present moment, right here, right now, you escape the loop of suffering.
And you don't have to sit on a mountaintop to do this. Just take a breath, feel your body, look around. That's presence. That's the now.
Let's quickly recap the 4 core ideas from The Power of Now.
You are not your thoughts. Observe, don't identify.
The pain body is your emotional past. Recognize it to weaken it.
Presence is power. The now is where peace lives.
Time is an illusion. Only the present is real. These are more than ideas. They're practices. They can help you feel lighter, calmer, and more alive. And next, we'll talk about how to start using them in everyday life.
All right, now let's talk about how you can actually apply the power of now in your everyday life. Because this book isn't meant to be just read, it's meant to be lived.
One of the easiest ways to start is with your breath. Sounds simple, right? But it works. The next time you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or stuck in overthinking, pause, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Focus only on your inhale and exhale. That's presence. That's the now.
For me, one major shift came during my commute. Instead of stressing over traffic or running through my mental to-do list, I started using that time to observe my surroundings, the sky, the trees, the people walking. It helped me stay grounded instead of rushing into the future.
And when I'm in a conversation, especially during conflict, I try to listen without judgment. Just being fully present with someone, without thinking of what to say next, has completely changed my relationships. It's hard at first, but it brings so much peace.
Another small practice? Put your phone down and just be, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. Look around. Notice how your body feels. Listen to the sounds around you. It's incredibly calming, and it reminds you that this moment is enough.
So, your challenge this week is this: pick one moment each day to pause, breathe, and come back to the present. No judgment, no pressure, just presence.
Because the more you practice presence, the more peaceful and powerful your life becomes.
So, let's bring it home. If there's one thing we want you to remember from the power of now, it's this: peace, clarity, and freedom don't come from changing your past or controlling your future. They come from being fully present right now.
You are not your thoughts. You're not your past mistakes. And you're definitely not your future worries. You are the awareness behind it all. And that awareness lives in the present moment. That's your power.
So here's our challenge to you: practice presence. Whether it's while you're sipping your coffee, walking your dog, or brushing your teeth, just be there. In that moment. No rushing, no overthinking. Just now.
And we'd love to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from the power of now? Did something shift for you during this episode? Let us know in the comments or message us on Instagram.
And don't forget, you get to help choose our next episode. What book do you want us to break down next? Drop your suggestions and we might feature your pick.
Next up, we're diving into Deep Work by Cal Newport, a book that shows you how to focus in a distracted world and produce your best work without burning out. It's a must-listen if you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck in busy work.
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And until next time, stay present, stay peaceful, and keep growing with the Book Pod.